like if I have cancer in the family, if I don't have cancer in the family, both the situations, should we be concerned about that? And, of history of cancer, family history, critical conditions, period, all of that. Please share that with us.
Yes. So let's just say the world and our environments have changed. And it used to be um, everything was focused on the genetics behind it, and did your mom or dad have it, or so on and so forth. And you no longer can do that because there's so many external circumstances that can impact um, one having cancer. So, as I mentioned before, my great grandfather, my grandfather, my father, my mother, my sister all have gone through or experiencing cancer right now. But my father is one of about 20, and none of his other brothers and sisters have experienced cancer.
Oh,
None of my grandfather's brothers and sisters, other than him, experienced cancer. The same thing with my great grandfather. So, I've done a lot of research and a lot of reading. I get a disclaimer: I am not a physician. I'm not I'm not giving any medical advice. I'm not a certified researcher. But from a lot of the research that I've done, it states that 80% of the cancers that are experienced are from lifestyle and habits,
right.
not from not it's not hereditary. And we get so exposed. I mean, my dad, my father's a Vietnam veteran, and he talked about some of the things that he was exposed to in Vietnam. And then my sister was the first child born when he came back, and she was first diagnosed with cancer at the age of 5, again at 17, and again at 45. So we don't know. I believe in looking at your history.
Mm-hmm.
And for people of color, I won't go too deep in it, particularly as African Americans and as Blacks in America, because we went through breeding stations,
Mm-hmm.
and because we were basically bred like animals, and because of the culture, when an individual was born, if there was a lot of kids, and the family couldn't take care of the kids, someone else in the community would adopt that kid and give them the last name. And I still deal with that often, because as we have people who try to find out, I'm dealing with a young lady right now who's actually an agent, who's looking at some health conditions from her father, but her oldest living relative was in her 90s. She talked to her before she was, she's about to pass away. She told her, well, you're looking in the wrong place. Your father's was born this. He was adopted. Your grandfather was adopted, and they assumed the name of the people who adopted them.
Sure.
So being able to trace family history is a little bit tough, depending upon where you come from and how well records were kept. But 80% of what we experience, whether it be cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, weight management, mental health, they're all factors. And if we talk about this, the big C of cancer, one of the big things we've had to deal with is mental health with my sister.
That's right.
And the mental health, because one of the things they often tell us, those individuals who have a strong spiritual foundation that believe in something tend to do a lot better than those that don't. Because technically, they told my sister was supposed to be passed away 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times we've gotten phone calls saying it's over. Come see her. And she just said, I'm not ready to go. And here we are still dealing with it. So I would like to say, yes, look at your family history. Mm-hmm. If they can, particularly in women, the BRCA genes, they can be passed from one to the other. Because my father has prostate cancer, yes, I make sure I get my prostate exam. So family history is a component, but I want to emphasize it is not the largest component. The largest component is our lifestyle, our exposure, and a big one for people of color, no matter where in the world you're from, we do not go to the doctor the way we're supposed to. And we do not get the exams we're supposed to get when we're supposed to. which is why a lot of men's lifespan is shorter than women's, because they're more likely to go to the doctor. You know, when I turned 40, I went and got my first prostate exam.
Mhm.
And of those men out there who have done that know what I mean. It took me 7 years, and I'm an insurance broker. It took me 7 years to go back to the doctor, because at that
Oh,
time I was told I was supposed to get that every year. Things change. It's been a while since I turned 40. But that's not a fun experience for men. It's not a fun experience.
but it's important to do it.
We know this, but we say it's going to happen to somebody else, not us.
And that's exactly what we think, because a lot of times we know that, okay, smoking is injurious, this, over drinking is injurious, but I mean, people always think it's okay, I can drink extra, I can smoke, but it may not happen. But it'll hit you only when, I guess, it happens, that, so it's important to take those preventions. Like he's been saying, your lifestyle plays a very important role.
Yeah, when it comes to there's two other big C's I want to mention. Um, there are cigarettes and cancer,
Mhm.
cigarettes and cricket. So I want to make a press announcement. I have never played cricket, and I want to play cricket. So if you are an avid cricket player or a cricket instructor, please contact me so I can at least play cricket once in my life.
They do this cricket coaching at India House. They do have the big ground. You've seen that. You
Right.
should definitely join that.
Does your father go?
He does once in a while. So you both should definitely plan some day together and go and play cricket.
So I'm gonna have to get with him and go play cricket. And the other big C is cigarettes, guys. It's no question about it. I respect everyone's personal decision, but I often say to particular men, I talk to men very differently than I talk to women when it comes to healthcare. A lot of it can't be on air because to me, a man and his health is about his family. It's not about him.
Right.
Because a lot of times being the primary breadwinners, the stability of the family financially in terms of being protected is based upon the man. So in my mind, the man should be more aggressive than anyone than looking after his health, because his wife, his children, his legacy is dependent upon him being well and being able to function. But there's no question about it. If you're an avid smoker, smoke for a long period of time, it's just a matter of time. If you live long enough, it's going to happen. Now, put this out there. It's not always the single scenario that does someone in. It's the comorbid conditions that oftentimes brings about the cancer or the heart attack, the stroke, or whatever it may be. So for example, if you're a smoker and a drinker and you're not getting enough rest is so huge, this whole thing, the amount of sleep you get. Or if you have heart issues and you're a smoker, or you mean just if you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and you're a smoker and you're a drinker. I mean, all the mixing all those things together with one of the biggest ones is weight management. You know, we all have opportunities to improve in that area. But when you add weight management with smoking, with other things, it creates a cocktail that doesn't mix as well and puts more strain on your body. I was talking to a gentleman a few months ago, and I asked him, what advice, he's 96 years old, World War II veteran. And I asked him, what is your recommendation for someone to live to be 100? I won't go through them all, but no, the first thing he said, eat less food.
Eat less food.
He said, as a culture, as a nation of people, we eat too much and our bodies need time to not process food, but to do all these other functions. So I put a challenge out there to you. Google and see what percentage of your daily energy is used for digestion. And if we're snacking all day, your body never gets a chance to take a break.
That's true.
So it is overworking those organs.
Yep. And with Indians, and I'm saying this, with Indians, who's to be blamed? The mommies. So the Indian mommies are always feeling, oh my God, my kid has not eaten enough. And then it's like, that's like a mindset since you have as a child. And I mean, of course, things are changing now, but I used to, so many times I have to tell my mom that, Mom, I am done. I can't eat more. I mean, I can eat more, but I don't think I should eat more.
So,
And that's the change.
so I no disrespect to anyone, their culture, their beliefs, or anything. But I believe that women are the most powerful beings on earth because they control so many things.
Yeah.
They control the mindset of the home. And to me, when a wife cooks for her family, she is doing more than preparing a meal. She's preparing them to go out into the world and do the things that they do. She's giving them physical food, mental food, and emotional food. So whatever she feeds her family, that's what they become.
True.
That's what they become. Whether they're sluggish and tired, a lot of times it's dependent upon the food that we eat.
I like how you started the conversation with very positively, and then I like how it ended. But that is true, and that's how it always is. And that's why they say whenever a lady makes food, it's with so much love, and if you're in a good mood, food turns out always very nice. But if I am in a bad mood and I'm cooking, I don't think the food is tasty.
It's not as good. I mean, I know we say it jokingly, but seriously, it's
Yeah.
not as good.
And
But
yeah, and that is the fact.